Hello, everyone. My name is Hayden Wilson. I'm currently going to BYU, Idaho. I live in Rexburg. My major is exercise physiology. I have one semester left, so I'm just about done. So I'm pretty excited about that. And my presentation today is going to be on vitamin C. Vitamin C, or another name for it, is ascorbic acid. When many of us think of vitamin C, at least I did growing up, I always thought of oranges. It was one of my favorite fruits, and I knew that oranges did contain vitamin C, but vitamin C is more than just oranges. Vitamin C is a water-soluble vitamin. So with that, we are not able to store vitamin C in our body. And for that reason, it is very important that we do consume the recommended daily amount. Because our body is not able to store it. So when we do consume it, it will use it for the things needed in our body. But it is very important that we are consuming foods that do contain vitamin C. It is quite easy to make sure that we are getting the recommended daily amount, as it is present in many foods. But it can also be taken in supplements. Many multivitamins and supplements that many people take do have vitamin C in it. As you can tell from the chart, here is the recommended daily amounts per age group. As we get older, it does go up a little bit, and for males, we are needing to consume a little bit more than the females. The upper limit, as you can see on the right, is 2,000 milligrams. And that is quite hard to exceed the upper limit just by consuming foods alone. As I previously stated, oranges is one of the foods that many people will consume to get vitamin C. In an average orange, there's about 70 milligrams of vitamin C in an orange. And so in order to exceed that upper limit just by eating oranges, you have to eat about 29 of them. Not many of us are ever going to eat that many oranges in a day. So it's not very common to see somebody exceed the upper limit for vitamin C by eating a healthy diet. The main reason when people would see others exceeding that upper limit is when they take supplements and they don't look at how much vitamin C is contained in each one. Vitamin C has some pretty important functions that are needed in our bodies. One of the main ones is that it is an antioxidant, so it will help fight free radicals in our bodies, and it will help boost our immune system. Another function of vitamin C is that it does help for growth and repair of many of the body tissues in our body. It can also help aid the absorption of iron. And iron is something that is needed for many different reasons. It helps bringing oxygen throughout our body. So by consuming the recommended daily amount of vitamin C, it can help us make sure that we not only have an antioxidant and that our body tissues are growing, but that we also are absorbing the right amount of iron that is needed. And it can also help to heal cuts and wounds. So it's also important for that as accidents do occur. And we will end up getting cuts and wounds probably on a regular basis. So that is very important that we do consume the recommended daily amount. As I previously said, vitamin C is naturally occurring in many fruits and vegetables. Citrus fruits such as oranges are a great source. You can also find a lot in tomatoes, potatoes, peppers, kiwi, broccoli, and strawberries. So as long as we are getting the recommended daily amount of our fruits and vegetables, we should not have any reason to be worried about getting the right amount of vitamin C. And the great thing about it is that it's found in so many fruits and vegetables that you can find a particular one that you do enjoy, and that is one of the ways that you can get your vitamin C for your daily intake. Deficiency. This isn't extremely common nowadays. It was common back in about the 1500s. One of the deficiencies, the main one, it's called scurvy. It got its name because they found that it was very common with sailors because fruits and vegetables were not able to stay ripe and stay good enough to be able to eat when they went on these long voyages. And so many of the sailors had many of these symptoms because they weren't getting the right amount of vitamin C because their foods were perishing. And some of the signs of scurvy is fatigue, inflamed gums, poor healing, loosening of teeth, and as you can see from the picture on the right, there's a lot more as well. All of them are pretty visible, so if you are deficient in vitamin C, it is something that's quite easy to kind of pick out. But something I do want to point out is that many of the symptoms do not start occurring for a few months after you've been deficient. So maybe one day if you don't eat a lot of fruits and vegetables and you maybe don't get your recommended daily amount, it's not something to freak out about. It does take being deficient over many weeks to be able to start seeing many of these symptoms. As I previously said before, it is quite hard to exceed the upper limit of the 2,000 milligrams. So if you are taking vitamins or supplements, you really want to make sure that you are looking at how much vitamin C is contained in each, because you don't want to be taking too many of them. And there have been a lot of studies that have been done on exceeding large amounts of vitamin C, and many of the studies have shown that there are no severe effects of doing so. Many of the common ones are diarrhea, abdominal cramps, and nausea. So again, they are quite visible. So if you are experiencing these, it can be quite easy to kind of pinpoint the reason as to why you are struggling with many of these issues. The role of metabolism for vitamin C, it has a few. Vitamin C helps to synthesize collagen, which is needed for blood clotting. It also, as I previously stated, it helps to improve iron absorption, and iron is quite important as it helps to bring oxygen throughout the body. Vitamin C is also needed to help metabolize bile, which is needed to help to digest the lipids and the fats that we consume on a daily basis. And it also helps to synthesize other hormones that are needed in the body, as well as neurotransmitters. So vitamin C is quite important. So it is something that we do need to make sure that we are consuming the recommended daily amount of. The most interesting thing that I learned as I was doing my study on vitamin C was that vitamin C has been found to help treat cancer. There have been many studies done over the last couple of years where people who have been diagnosed with cancers have been given large doses of vitamin C, and they found that it helps to improve life, and that those people who are receiving treatment for cancer, they have fewer side effects. They seem to be a lot happier, they seem to have more energy, and so this has been something that has been found to help those. Obviously it doesn't cure it, but it can help aid those who are going through cancer and struggling with that in their lives. Although there have been lots of studies done, the FDA has not officially approved it as a treatment. But like I said, as many studies have been done, they've all been positive on helping those that do struggle with cancer. So I did find that quite interesting, that such a simple thing can help those who are struggling with cancer, which we all know is not a very pleasant or happy experience to go through. One of the highlights from the media that I found was I found on an online magazine, and it talked about vitamin C and its benefits to help improve post-exercise breathing. Many people that struggle with asthma or bronchoconstriction, when they are receiving when they are reaching the recommended daily amount of vitamin C, and even when they consume vitamin C before and after exercise, they found that it helps to improve breathing up to about 50%, which is a pretty big increase. They also, in the article, talked a little bit about lung disease and how vitamin C also can help with that. So I found it quite interesting that vitamin C can help those breathe better, because obviously we know that exercise and physical activity is something that's quite important, but for those that do struggle with asthma and similar like diseases, it can be hard. And so vitamin C is something that can aid them and help them have that part in their lives. In conclusion, vitamin C has many functions, as I've talked about. So it is quite important that we do consume it on a daily basis because the body cannot store it. So we do need to make sure that we are getting our daily fruits and vegetables in, which is my key recommendation. This one should be quite easy. Just find the different fruits and vegetables that you do enjoy. I particularly love oranges and potatoes, which both are quite high in vitamin C. So that is one way that I go about getting it in. And so just make sure that you are consuming those foods and leading a healthy lifestyle, and you won't have to worry about being deficient. And again, as long as you're eating a healthy diet, and you won't have to worry about reaching that upper limit only if you are taking vitamins or supplements. So just do be careful that you are looking at how much vitamin C is contained in them. Here are my references, and I appreciate you watching my presentation.